technically, coaches are going to have different philosophies, different mindsets. So understanding philosophy and mindset of what we're trying to do. At the Air Force Academy, I can't go to Fargo at the end of July, pick out one of the top 3 guys, offer them a certain amount of money, and get them into school 14 days later or 30 days later. So as a coach, I'm challenged with working with kids that are a little bit under the radar usually, that have had good success. That's part of our recruiting effort, but maybe didn't win in Fargo, maybe had a problem, something, or haven't had the right opportunity to be around the right program. But something that I know is a key component in our program to being successful is willing to work, okay, being willing to work. And it's a good marriage between the wrestling program and the institution where our goals are in line with each other, because if you come to the Air Force Academy and you're afraid of hard work, you won't be there for very long, okay? So it's a good mindset where our program matches up, supports, and is supported 100% by the institution. So we're supporting the mission's goals. The mission goals are supporting us in achieving our mission throughout their time at the academy. In doing so, that's part of the way, our overall team philosophy is we're going to control tie-ups. We're going to control tie-ups so that we can set the pace, okay? Dave taught last night clearing tie-ups, and clearing tie-ups requires, I think, a more advanced skill set, because that guy did something to you, now you have to react. You have to counter his tie-up and then initiate. And that takes 2 ticks of the brain. And my guys are really smart, but they typically react better on an electrical engineering exam than they do to clearing a tie-up and then initiating attack. They're good. I just want to give them clear, simple skill sets where they can execute from. So I want to go out and initiate my tie-ups. By initiating my tie-ups, I'm controlling the positions of wrestling. I don't have to teach every guy on my team every situation. I have to expose them to it so that they're prepared, but I want them to focus in on a certain skill set where they try and funnel a whole wrestling match to a certain area. If they're good with an underhook, who can stop you from getting an underhook? And if he does stop you, he has to be creating a vulnerability to that. As he's trying to clear the underhook, he's clearing that tie-up, he's potentially creating an opening for my attack. So if I know an underhook and how to score from an underhook, or I know a collar tie and how to score from a collar tie, or I know a 2-on-1, how to score from a 2-on-1, I can become very familiar with all the variables from one tie. And that makes wrestling a little bit easier for our guys to learn. And then once they start having some success with one tie-up, that success starts to build some confidence. If I know I can go out and get a 2-on-1 and snatch a single off that 2-on-1, well, I feel pretty good. And from there, then I can start to diversify my attacks. If that guy's controlling this tie-up, I'm going to clear it, get to my tie-up. So that's kind of understanding why we're going to initiate what we do. We want to control the tie to set the pace. Setting the pace also instills fatigue, okay? If I want to instill fatigue, everybody that we wrestle, okay, potentially we'll wrestle Minnesota at the Lone Star Duels this year, okay? I don't know Minnesota's lineup, 10 guys top to bottom, but I would bet 10 guys top to bottom credential-wise in high school, they have 10 guys with better credentials than we do coming out of high school. I'm not taking a back seat, but that's going to be a fact that we're accepting. But those high school credentials, some of those kids are really fast. And when they get tired, those really fast kids, they get a lot slower. Some kids are really technically talented. They wrestled for great programs. They went to Sean Bourmette's Overtime Training Club. Parents supported them to go to Fargo 15 times, Cadet Nationals, Junior Nationals. They're 10-time Triple Crown winners, okay? But that technique, when they get tired, isn't as good, isn't as crisp. They're not willing to execute at the same pace, okay? So we want to instill fatigue. If we go out and wait for our opponent to control a tie on us, we're only going to instill the level of fatigue that they allow us to. So by controlling tie-ups, we can instill a level of fatigue that helps us become faster, stronger, more technical. Or our technique will be more successful when someone's tired, okay? Their reactions will be slower. So that's why we want to control tie-ups, okay? control the tie, set the pace, control the score, set the pace, we control the score. If we control the score, we can find a way to win. If we can make a match come down to one takedown, or if we know this guy's really good, we got to wear him out. I can recall Kerry Colott wrestled Mark Ironside in the 1996 All-Star match. And in that match, I said, you know, if Mark Ironside is down by 3 points or less going into the third period, he's got a damn good chance of winning. And sure enough, he won because he got him tired. Even though one guy was technically much better, was physical, he got fatigued, got out of his game plan, and in the third period, that, oh my gosh, how am I going to make it for the last 2 minutes, came into play. And that's something that we try and instill in our athletes, trying to set that pace. Okay, okay. So just starting out, 2 points of contact that we use, and I'm sure somewhere in this weekend you'll go through defense. Okay, lines of defense. So there's power hand defense, okay, and then a collar tie. So initiating the first points of contact, we're in a good stance. So my first 2 points of contact, one is going to be at the wrist, whatever his lead leg is. 90% of the people in the country, if they're a right leg lead, they're a right hand power hand. They're going to high crotch here. They're going to swing single here. So if I don't know Sam Barber from anyone, if he gets in his stance, you know, this first round of the NCAA tournament, we don't have any scouting film on this guy. My first point of contact is going to be to his wrist, his lead leg hand, okay, his lead leg hand. Because if Sam is true to everybody else, he's going to high crotch me here, boom, and he's going to swing single here. So if I can control his power hand, I've already taken away his best 2 attacks. His best 2 attacks. It's either going to be a head on the outside to my right leg or a head on the inside to my left leg. So by initiating that first point of contact at the wrist, okay, I keep all my lines of defense in good position. My hips are down, I stay in a good stance. My head is up and it's going towards his chest, and the first point of contact is that wrist. Okay, so that's going to be my first, what I would call that is a baseball grip 2-on-1. Baseball grip 2-on-1. Okay, so once I initiate that contact, I've now taken away his ability to attack me with his best 2 shots. That's good for me. That makes me better. Instead of this guy being a state champ or a runner-up, he's now 3rd place. I've taken away a lot of his ability. So from here, first one, all I'm going to do is just wrist pull and level change. From here is just wrist pull and level change. Just starting to get heavy on that arm like a rope. Doing a rope climb. Okay, so first point of contact. When I circle, okay, when I circle, something for your guys, make sure as they circle and pull, they don't do this. They don't get caught on their heels. They're on the balls of their feet as they level change. Hands are down. On the balls of your feet as you level change. If you pull in and start to fall back, if this guy rushes into me, he's put me on the defense. He's put me on the defense. So I want to stay on the offense. First point of contact, head is up, hips are low, hands are down. First point of contact, pulling down. Okay, pulling in and down. And I'll circle either way, because as long as I'm controlling his power hand, if he's going to swing single, the only leg that's vulnerable to attack is this side, because he has a free hand on that side. But I'll circle here. I feel pretty good about countering his free hand on that near leg, as long as I'm controlling one wrist. As long as I'm controlling one wrist. Okay, so I'm just going to initiate contact, in and down, level change. The other thing your kids will do is they'll try and just use their arms. They'll try and just use their arms. I'm going to extend his arm and then level change. So instead of just a 80-pound tricep extension, it's a 200-pound, flank steak. Boom! Ass down, hips down, level change, hips down. The weight comes from my hips, not from my arms. The second thing they'll do is they'll beat his position and then they'll give it up. They'll do this. Okay? Instead, I'm going to break his position, and once I get his feet moving, then I'm going to hang. on that arm. Quick pull, hang on that arm. Quick pull, and then hang. As I'm doing it, I'm trying to create an angle for my attack. Okay? I'm gonna pull, circle outside, pull, circle inside. Either way, instead of just pulling straight, I'm gonna try and get out of his ability to attack me. If Sam attacks me right now, he's attacking me at a poor angle. If I attack him, I'm attacking him at a good angle. So I'm increasing again. If he does take a shot, if I'm over here and he tries to shoot, it's not going to be a good shot. If I can create an angle for me, boom, even if I miss my shot, I'm not vulnerable for a counteroffensive attack. Okay, so we're going to go out and work on these things, Dave. So, good stance, initiate the attack. As you do that defensively, for him, he has an opportunity to attack me. He is God-gifted athletic, fast, strong, and technical. So, as I step to him, he has a single moment to execute. And if he does, then I'm relying on position. My head, my hands are down, my hips. But as I step in, if he level changes and attacks, that's one opportunity for him to pull the trigger. If he doesn't, I've now taken away that opportunity. And what I'm trying to say is, if you stalk this guy, slow, one step at a time, as Sam backs up, every time I step forward is an attack opportunity for him. Right? Just keep backing up a little bit. So as I step again. That's 3 opportunities for him that he has me coming into him. So I want to close hard and fast on that wrist. The more times I have to reach, the more vulnerable I am to that guy's attack. So I want to give him one chance. Boom. Go hard after that wrist. Control that wrist. Start initiating. Pull, pull. On the balls of my feet. Moving that guy around. Getting heavy on that arm. Okay? Questions? Work that real quick. Go. He gets back in front of you. Son of a buck, right? You're chasing him, chasing him, chasing him, chasing him. Mentally, that starts to take a toll. Mentally, that starts to get you out of just focusing on your breathing, your technique, your running. Also, you're competing, and it messes with your ability to focus on the single task at hand. Again, getting into in the military, they call it an OODA loop. In an OODA loop, you observe, you orientate, you decide, and you act. Okay? So if I can mess his OODA loop up, he's going to have a hard time. He wants to come out and shoot a high crotch. Well, I just took away that. So now his mind has to say, I cannot shoot a high crotch when he has that wrist. His mind has to click, 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 change to plan B or plan C. Okay? So again, trying to set the pace is going to continue to mess with his head. But you have to train. If you want to wrestle at this pace, you have to train at this pace. Very important. You can't talk about it 5 days a week and then go out and do it on Saturday. Your guys are going to have to be solid. Stance, motion, movement, they have to be able to do that for 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Okay? High school match being 6 minutes versus college match 7. Okay? So, first leg attack off of this wrist tie, real simple. I'm going to circle opposite the leg that I'm attacking. So I'm going to attack his leg on my left side, the same side as the wrist. So I'm going to circle right. Okay, as I circle, I'm going to pull his wrist to my pinky toe. I'm going to pull this wrist to my pinky toe, and I'm going to level change, circle left. I'm here, circle, pull, boom, right here. Hips are down, head is up, boom. I will not let go of that wrist, okay? And we'll work that in a second. I won't let go of the wrist with my bottom hand. So I circle, pull. I'm in a squatting position. If your guys go in the weight room, I'm in a squat. What people will do, what your kids will do, is they want to get to the leg. They get the leg, get the leg, get the leg. Get the leg, you're extended, you're snapped down. That's a -2. You took a shot and gave him 2. So you got to stay in good position. Here, boom. Keep that wrist, good position. Head is up, hips are in, weights on the balls of my feet. Snake that leg, pressure in. When I pressure in, once I break his position over the top of me, that's when I'll clear that bottom hand, okay? Head's in front. This is gonna be, you wanna work this to your single leg side. If I'm on my double leg side, if I high crotch double here, okay, then if I'm controlling this wrist, I'm gonna do something else. So on my single leg side, when I baseball grip the single leg side, boom, 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 pull, squat. Drive, 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 drive. The more you squat, the more power you have. Your legs are like a rubber band, okay? So when I squat, I'm putting tension in that rubber band. And then I explode up and in. And I'll do a drill with our guys, early season, stance, motion, movement, level change, explode. Just working on that explosive hip strength. Motion, boom, explode. Boom. Freestyle wrestling, I just scored one driving them out of bounds. I didn't have to even finish, okay? So here, circle, level change, pull, head goes inside. Head goes to the chest, not down here. Head goes to the near pec, snake the leg, drive, 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 drive to your single. Good? Work that. Go. On my neck. My head is inside. Boom. That arm's trapped. There's no defensive opportunity with that arm. Go. Position. Again, I said keep that low hand on the wrist. If I'm attacking his right hand, my right hand is going to stay. As my left hand reaches the single, my right hand stays on the wrist. Because I haven't planted this foot, right? This foot is not necessarily posted that he can't move it. If he gets a good reaction, it's early in the match, he's still light on his feet. As I pull, as I reach, that leg's going to move if he's not physically fatigued. So that leg goes to move away. Now I'm just going to come back to my 2-on-1, boom, and put that guy on the mat. Because reaction drill, adding another early season drill. If Coach Barber's in his stance and I come here, when I fake, boom. If Coach Barber fakes on me, if you take this drill home, this is what your guys will do. When he fakes, hips up, arms reach. Natural reactions, but absolutely wrong in wrestling. Hands down, hips down, head up. So when I attack this leg, you start to learn that. You do stance and motion. It's one thing when the dummy's not hitting you back, right? But to do this, boom, his hips, being a little bit better stance, as I attack here, his hips are going to go up. Now I'm going to level change and pull. So I'm going to snap him down off that wrist tie. Here, circle, touch, pull. Going behind. So it's one or the other. My guys who can dominate a baseball grip 2-on-1, they know it's one or two. Once I get this tie up, I'm going to score. I don't know if it's going to be a single leg or a snap down, but it's going to be one or the other. Okay? It's going to be one or the other. The other thing on the single, you can put these two together and in a team setting, start out, this is what you're going to do. I'm planting the foot. Boom, single. Guy's going to react the leg away. Pull, snap. Okay? And then, independent drill time, you react. I have to read it. Start slow, 10%. Circle, pull, leg moves, snap him down. And it might be 3. That time Sam brought his leg back before I snapped. Boom, boom, boom. But it's a good position to keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, making that guy react. Once I get the wrist, if I let it go to attack, I got to put myself back in that vulnerable position to get the wrist again. Once I get the wrist, I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go until that whistle. Boom, 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 pull, 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 pull. Okay, work those two off that. It's good teaching right there.
But the slack out of it, so they don't keep it extended.
Yeah, okay. Good. Two things. One, I want to keep continuous tension with that hand that's on the wrist. Once I break his stance, once I give that quick pop pull, I can keep his arm extended with this one arm, at least temporarily. Okay? Second and third. Head position, again, is underneath him. Okay? But my head is up. I don't want to leave my hips up and head down. Because if this guy can square up, I've now initiated a good front headlock for him. But if my hips drop and my head stays up, if he squares up, I'm now in good defense or a good stance, offense or defense. My head is up, my hips are low. Okay? So, the other part that I see people struggle with, and it's just a point of discipline, is as I pull, getting here. Understanding the difference of when I pull, if I get caught on my heels, right here, this is a tough leg to pick up. Tough. If I'm on my toes, with one finger, I can pick his leg up. Because my hips drive the weight to the far leg. The near leg is feather light. So I got to stay hips down, head up, on the balls of my feet and attack. And as long as I keep my head up, I'm going to take the strength. He's got some power in his hips right now because they're bent. But as soon as I start to drive, I extend him, boom. Okay? Point of contact for my elbow. I don't want to be up here on the strength of his thigh. I want to be elbow at his knee. Boom, right here. The other thing I'll see high school kids do is they snake lock, and most people were given 10 fingers, okay? They don't use them, right? They make a fist. They collar tie like this, right? If I control Sam's wrist like this, set, go, right? If I grab his leg like this, it gives a lot more opportunity for his leg to just kick, move forward, and clear. So when you snake, use the fingers, use the hand. Grab with every ounce and fiber that you have. Maximize your limited ability. Maximize your ability. Okay? So from there, next one. Everybody good on those? 2 opportunities from that baseball grip, 2-on-1. Same position, we'll go head on the outside attack. I'll teach head on the inside first because it's the highest percentage shot. Okay? I'll teach penetration steps early season where we're dropping to our knees. Being an old guy, wrestling young guys, if I don't have to hit a knee, I don't. But if I'm wrestling in the national finals, in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals to the finals, chances are I'm going to have to hit a knee. Okay? And so just making sure your kids are aware of that. Not hitting a knee is harder and more technical than hitting a knee. So if you have kids that can't get to the leg, they're going to have to be able to hit a knee and penetrate to start. And then they'll be able to recognize Steve Neal, blast double leg, he didn't hit a knee. But very few people have the discipline to pull, level change, stay here, step, and drive without hitting a knee. Without hitting a knee. So just being aware of that. Next position, head goes to the outside. Same wrist pull, but it's on the other hand. Okay, so I'm going to pull, I'll do it on the same side, Stacy. I'm going to pull that wrist to my pinky toe again. Again, trying to create an angle that is favorable to me. Turning this guy away with the wrist pull. Okay, now most people, right leg lead, okay, controlling his right power hand, and this is their stance, a staggered stance. On this, you're going to have to step to a square stance or you're going to be extended. You're going to try and penetrate and you're going to be like this. Okay? So, as I wrist pull, I'm going to circle right, pull right. Step my left foot around, square. Almost the same step as this single, but my head goes to the outside this time. Head goes outside. My left hand is going to slide to his tricep. So if I just did it square here, it's going to be wrist pull and slide to the tricep. Wrist pull, slide to the tricep. As I pull, I'm going to level change. Past the elbow, I'm going to reach double, and I'm going to get a high crotch. Okay? 9 times out of 10. I'm going to reach double. When I reach across, I reach to the knee. What I see kids doing all the time is here. They're getting up on that hip. Okay, they're getting up on that hip. If you can touch the legs, stay down on the knee. Step to the outside, pull, pass that arm. Level change, reach double, get the high crotch. Again, I've sealed off that arm. I'm in good position. His weight shifted towards his far leg. For him to recover this arm, he's got to reach up and over, and by that time, I should be able to finish. Okay, hopefully. My inside hand is going to go low. My outside hand is going to come high to finish there if I miss the double. So I pull, step, slide. Penetrate, boom. Inside hand low, outside hand high. Up, right around the bottom of his butt cheek, drive, boom. Finish. Okay, so pull, step, pass, penetrate. If you feel extended, you have to step up square. If I try and penetrate from here, I can't get there. So I'm going to step my trail leg around. Now, I can penetrate. Okay, work that one. Passing that wrist to a double. Go. Helping your guys, helping my guys. 1, initiate a decision. If you do a skills worksheet at the start of the season, I have them identify, are you a right leg lead or a left leg lead? Do you collar tie or do you attack the wrist? Okay, those sorts, that's the first 2 things. What leg do you lead? What's your first point of contact? Well, I'm a left leg lead. First point of contact is his power hand. Okay, and high school kids will tell you, my college kids will tell me, well, coach, I high crotch to this side and I double leg to that side. and I said, wow, I was a 3-time national finalist and I couldn't do that. Okay, because we want to initiate a change. It's hard to just go out and we'll do our drilling. Okay, first start of practice, 3 and 3, and it's just a shot and a finish, shot and a finish, shot and a finish. And then we'll go combinations, a combination attack where on good guys, when people wrestle us, I would expect our guys to be able to defend the initial attack, right? So if I just come out, I'm going to high crotch, and boom, they hit a high crotch, we're going to defend it. But as we defend it, now I've opened myself up for something else. Right? So that's what I'm counting on. Is Sam defends my high crotch, he's opened himself up for my swing single to the other side. So it's got to be head on the outside to one, head on the inside to the other in combination. Okay? And to switch lead legs, to be able to attack a head on the outside here, and then come back and attack a head on the outside here, that's not a change. That's 2 separate shots. Right? You can't flow from one into the other. It's going to be a shot, a recovery, a stance change, and then your second shot. Slow. So if you can get them disciplined, right leg lead, left leg lead. And for me, I'm a little bit different. I'm a left leg lead, but I'm a right hand power hand. So I've kept people guessing, I think. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but that's what I am. So on this position, what I was trying to show you is making sure I'm a right leg lead and I'm penetrating with my right leg. When I pull, I'm just stepping up square. Now my penetration is with my right leg. Okay? So if you're a right leg lead on the first one that we did, you're going to want to single, circle left, pull, single right to your right. On my double, it stays to my double side. Okay? It's going to be right leg lead, circle, pull, pass, right. Does that make sense? So we don't want your guys doing their head on the inside single to that leg and then their double leg to that leg, because they're going to get their stance mixed up. Okay? And it's going to take, they're going to have to be a better wrestler to be able to do that. Better than most people are. Okay? All right. So, next one I'll do is I'll just start to climb. Okay, as I have this baseball grip 2-on-1, I'm going to go back to my head on the inside, and I'll initiate attacking the far foot. So as I'm here, I'm going to wrist pull circle, and now I have this arm. Now I have a traditional 2-on-1. traditional 2-on-1. From here, 2 attacks that I'll do. One is I will isolate this leg, the near leg. Isolate the near leg by simply stepping behind it. Once I circle to my 2-on-1, I'm going to circle back and get that leg to come to me. When that leg comes to me, I put my heel on the mat, toe up. Heel on the mat, toe up. Keeping this wrist with the low hand, I'm going to level change, tuck my head inside. Snake and drop. Baseball grip, circle, climb the arm. Circle and climb the arm. Circle back, plant the foot. Level change single. If I miss the foot, or I can't get the foot to come to me, again, A or B. Once I get to that 2-on-1, I'm either going to attack the near leg or far leg. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to circle, get my 2-on-1, circle back to bring that leg to me. When I step, if he reacts that foot, up and back, I just go to the far foot. Okay? Rusty? Freestyle, you can't step on the toe. Okay? College. On purpose, yeah. It wasn't on purpose. It was just driving them across. Okay? Circle, cup. Circle back, plant, single. Okay? Circle, 2-on-1. Circle back, step, I miss it. All I'm going to do is take this shoulder to his far knee. Okay? This shoulder is going to go to his far knee as I step for that toe. Boom. Put him down, then get on top. Make sure your high school kids don't do this. Boom. Don't go to the mat with it. Put him down, then get on top. Okay? Questions there. Traditional 2-on-1. Near leg, step the toe, far leg. Work those two. Go. First point of contact was usually the hand. Okay? Usually the hand. But I can attack the head. If I'm going to attack the head, though, most people, when they start with a collar tie, all right, they're going to start with their collar tie, and they're reaching out here. Okay? They're reaching out. And what that's doing is taking another drill, another early season drill. If Sam and I do stance and motion together, and then we start hand fighting, okay, and I start standing up, okay, before you know it, he will stand up with me. Hey, what's good position? Where do we want to be? We want to be in the stance. If we walked out, shook hands, and Sam got in stance, and I did this, right? Sam can see that. He can recognize this guy's an idiot. Shoot and score. But for some reason we can't process. We start hand fighting. We got our hands on each other. One guy stands up and he's going to beat me down. He's going to front headlock me, pull me down. Why? I just gave him everything there is. So, recognizing that. So good drill, get the number 2 guy. Hey, I want you to go out there and hand fight. And as you work, slowly stand up. What'd you do? You stood up with him. Okay? Recognize it. Stay down. Stay disciplined. Stay in a good stance. Opportunities are, every inch he goes up, your opportunity and percentage of success is going up. He goes up, you go in. He goes up, you go in. But it's just recognizing that. So most people, as soon as I reach across and collar tie, this guy's initial reaction is, Sam reached across collar tie me, you're not going to collar tie me. And immediately the wrestling match just started to look more like a Greco match than a folk style or freestyle match. Okay? As soon as Sam collar ties me and he feels me do this, he should be clearing the collar tie to an attack. Just a simple recognition. Bang the head, go. Quick setup. I'm here, bang the head, go. That's what that old school, bang the head and go is counting on, that he's going to fight up. Right? Now, if I'm going to start at the head, though, so I don't make myself vulnerable, when I go to his head, okay, when I go to his head, not when I reach to his head. When I go to his head, I'm not going straight arm. Because as soon as my arm is straight, I have no down block. I have no defense. So I'm going to lead with my elbow. My collar tie is going to start with his sternum. Okay? Start at the sternum, go to the head. So first point of contact is going to be his sternum. If we're standing up a little bit, first point of contact is going to be sternum, which again, starts to stand him up, starts to take him out of position. Okay? Next part is going to be the collar tie. Now, for me, a collar tie, right, knuckle draggers that wrestlers are, we wanted to keep it simple from the beginning, so we call it a collar tie. But right here, Coach Barber is strong. Okay? If I do this with kids in the summertime, I'm going to pay him $100 if he can stand up for 1 minute. And I get on his neck. $100, can you do it? Sure, no problem, right? But if I simply turn my hand up, well, what I say is the bald part on the top of your dad's head, right? Sam, it doesn't work so well, but most older guys have a little bald cap right there. That's where I want to put my hand. Elbow in, hand up here. Now when I start to pull, I'm farther out on that lever, same amount of strength, does a lot more work, right? You want to move the world, get a bigger lever, that's the lever, okay? That's the lever. So start, elbow in, hips are down, boom, elbow in, bald spot, right? Bald spot, high on that head, okay? The other hand is going to be working to an inside tie. So I'm here, elbows are in, lead with the elbow, collar tie. Inside tie, collar tie. Okay? You've all done that, so there's no rocket science here. Next one I'll add, little drill. We'll just call it a steering wheel drill, and all I'm going to do is get moving. Left side, right side. Left side, right side. Half circle drill. Half circle. So I lead with the elbow, collar tie. Circle to the collar tie. Push with the elbow, pull on the tricep. Collar tie, inside tie, circle. Boom. He's going to start to fight up and back. When he does, transition to the other side. Circle to the collar tie. Up and back, transition. That'll start to open slowly with high school kids. It'll start to create openings. It'll start to give you an angle. Boom. Right? That position. Create an angle, create an angle. My high school coach told me for 10 years, create an angle. I didn't do well in geometry. I didn't know what an angle was. Right? So, move your feet. Half circle. Okay. I can do that. Stay on my feet. Stay on the balls of my feet. Pull. Push. Pull. Push. Set the pace. Initiate the top. So work those two. Keep the elbow. Hand high on the head. Inside tie. Circle to the collar tie. Push with the elbow. Pull with the inside tie. Go. Position. You want to be an engineer? You should be around engineers. You want to be around people. If you want to have a diverse career after an outstanding education and a great opportunity in college, you should come to the Air Force. That's our recruiting force. That's it. Yeah, okay. All right. So, yeah. Okay. Next thing, and again, I'm trying to give you guys some technique as well as, and I'm bouncing around through when we implement different things in our training plan. So, I got ahead of myself a little bit on the steering wheel drill. With high school kids, it's much easier to start straight forward, straight back, linear, boom, 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 boom. So if you can do this, right? Young kids, they start, boom, they initiate, they go forward or they go back. And then you start to have circle, okay? So just initiating, okay? Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, okay? First one I'll do, again, I make contact with the elbow, collar tie, and I push to stand him up. When he comes in, I pull, okay? I won't do a snap down yet. All I'm going to do is just work on stand him up, pull him down. Stand him up, pull him down. Stand him up, pull him down. Okay, from there. Now, that's drill that I would do that drill, and then I would implement the steering wheel drill. You're going straight forward back, then you're going left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, with that. Feet in movement. Okay, so I'm here, collar tie, inside tie, circle. Transition. Push with the collar tie, pull with the inside tie. The other thing on that, the collar tie foot is going to move basically on the ball of your foot. The inside tie is going to do a big circle. Okay? Switch. More or less, maybe not quite that small, but the inside tie hand does the big the circle. The outside collar tie does the little circle. If you get that mixed up, right, if I'm here and I start doing this, it's hard to get ahead of that guy. I want to pivot. I want to run myself on the small circle, and I want to run him around the big circle. That's what slow guys do with fast guys to catch up. Okay? All right. So straight forward, straight back. Boom, 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 boom. Now, just going into tie-ups, okay? We initiate collar tie. We initiated baseball grip 2-on-1. Okay? Inside tie, outside tie. For me, I take an inside tie because I control the guy. Bar none, my inside tie, I can move my opponent. With an elbow tie, I got all this flex to deal with. So for me, I want to go inside tie. My inside tie, little drill will do, partner grabs my triceps. Okay? I'm going to come inside of his elbow. Okay, so high school kids understand the difference. Inside, outside. Inside, outside. Hands come inside. We have guys to this day, 3 years in our system, inside tying up on the shoulders. This isn't a good inside tie. It's not controlled. If I'm here, this guy can just level change and penetrate. Boom. Okay? But what I want to do is take my pinky towards that elbow. Pinky down. Lower on that lever. Elbow pulls in and down to my hip. Okay? Same thing on this drill where I'm fatiguing that lower back. Attack his mind through his spine. If this gets tired, this is going to get tired. This is going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. I got to do this. And when he does that, that's good. Everything I do is creating weight and pressure on that lower back. If I can beat this part of his body down in the first 3 minutes of a match, I don't really care what the score is. In the last 2 or 3, I'm going to come back and be able to win. As long as I can get this tired and get him standing up and out of position. Okay? So, my baseball grip 2-on-1 is going to do that. My collar tie inside tie, is pulling down and in. Heavy. Arms are heavy. Elbows are in, arms are heavy. Okay? Inside tie. Again, when I come inside, pinky comes down here. And I start to pull in and down. Now, some people are going to block if I'm inside. But this grip right here, he grabs my triceps, he grabs an outside tie. If I come inside and I put thumb in, shoot out. Okay? Defensive, it's good. Okay? But the officials should be hitting me for stalling. Because this, I can't pull an attack from. This big fish hook sea gap, I can pull his arm off his shoulders. Okay? So but that's something you have to recognize. High school kids have to be aware. There's 30 seconds left. You have a major decision. You're ahead 10-1. What are you going to do? There's 30 seconds left. Are you going for the fall and the tech? Or do you want to make sure this guy doesn't take away that major decision? That's going to come back to your coaching philosophy and how you teach him. But if you want to hold on to that lead, boom, right here. Shoot. It's not a panic. It's relaxed. I'm ahead by 8 points. I'm not going to lose, so relax. Thumbs inside. Boom, block. Okay? I don't believe it's the official's job to call people for stalling. I believe it's the coach's job. Make your guys wrestle. Make them keep scoring points. If you want to put wrestling on television, it's got to be exciting. People don't understand the rules of the UFC, but they don't have to because you can't hide, you can't hang out, you can't stall. Okay? So, this right here, hit your guys for stalling. This right here, he better initiate because if I don't initiate, I don't have a block. Sam can level change and attack me right now. Okay? Well, coach, that's kind of crazy. But I understand the weakness of the hold. It has a strength and it has a weakness. But the strength of it is I can pull. I can pull. The second part is recognizing the vulnerability. If he does come off the outside tie and try and attack, I'm pulling down and in. I'm pulling down and in. So if he clears one, I pass him. As I pull down and in, If all of a sudden there's nothing there to pull on, I better push. Pull, push, pull, push, pull, push. When that hand clears your elbow, you better pass it, or it's going to be on your leg. Because he's going to be inside. He's going to be inside, and I'm not going to have a down block on that arm. So he's there. There's nothing to stop. So I have to reroute that arm across, right back to this position. Okay, so inside tie. Outside tie. If I'm going to control an outside tie, Coach Barber grabs my elbows. I'm going to go thumb into the crook of that elbow, and I'm going to turn those elbows in. See what's happening to his shoulders? The strength of his tie, see where his hand is? His inside tie is now off my arm. Okay? Thumb in, turn it. Start to loosen up that grip. That hand might be there, but he's not pulling in and down on me. This is my tie. He just happens to be in the vicinity of an inside tie. Right? He's gonna pull, and I'm gonna pull. Whoever's gonna win, you know, that's the first little wrestling match. That's the battle for the end of the war. So, collar tie, triceps, inside tie, outside tie. Okay? Off of the collar tie, we'll go snap down, initiating a snap down. Push, pull, snap. Push, pull, snap. On the snap, I'm going to pull his head to my hip. And then I'm going to teeter-totter, okay? On the snap, I'm going to pull his head to my hip, and then I'm going to put my shoulder right here, right on that small little monkey vertebrae. So I'm here, I push. Partner has to do something. He's got to push back. When he does, snap, boom, right there. If he's going to attack me, again, snap down, you have vulnerability. I'm moving backwards, and I'm pulling him into me. Are you crazy? You know, I'm moving backwards, and I'm pulling him into me. So I've got to put a roadblock in there. That's the collar tie shoulder. Okay? Push, pull, boom. There's the roadblock. And you got to hit him, and you got to hit him hard to stop his momentum, to stop his attack off of my snap. Okay? If he does choose to shoot, boom, my feet are going back, then you can work that drill. Okay? So, collar tie, snap. Inside tie, outside tie. On the inside tie position, okay, who's going to work? The pull. Okay? If I can, in practice as coaching-wise, I'll try and help these guys recognize. Kids don't recognize, if there's no score, if the score is 0-0, who's winning right now? I am. If the score is 0-0, who's winning right now? I am. Because I'm controlling the ties. The opportunity of scoring is in my favor. Kids have to recognize that. Wrestlers have to recognize, you got to clear his tie-up, right? You got to clear his tie-up. Because if I'm in his tie-up, I am vulnerable to his attack. Why did he take an underhook? Because he wants to attack out of an underhook. Again, so if a guy wants to shoot a high crotch, boom, he shoots a high crotch. But he stays on a knee for me. Okay? He shoots a high crotch and stays on a knee. He shot a high crotch to this leg because this is his side. This is the side he shoots to. So if I can put his head here, I just made him statistically much worse. My odds for success much higher. Right? So, again, control wrestling, manipulate a match to positions that you know you can dominate, that you know you're familiar with. For me, that's starting with a tie-up. Again, the more I can stay out of his tie-ups, he wants to underhook. He wants to underhook my right side. Get out of his underhook because I want to control my underhook on the left side. That's the battle. Stay out of his, control mine. If Sam Barber has an underhook on this side, he's going to win. If I can clear that and I'm going to underhook this side, I'm going to win. That's the battle. We're trying to do drills where kids recognize it. It might just be wrist fight. Fight for hand control. Fight for wrist. Whoever can control the wrist long enough, hard enough, is going to win. Whoever can dominate the tie. Dominate the tie, you'll set the pace. Set the pace, you control the score. Control the score, you've got a good chance of winning. Okay? So, collar tie, inside tie, outside tie. From the collar tie, next position I'll work on, I'll push, pull, and then I'll start to move. So on the pull, if I can't get his head down, lots of times, again, natural reaction, you bring the kid out to the middle of the mat, Sam has mixed reactions, right? He's trained. So as I'm here, when I push, if I pull, he keeps his arms down. Kids, wrestlers, if Sam collar ties me, when he pulls, that's what they do. They don't want to fall down. Their hands come up. He stayed in a good stance. If when I pull, his hand comes up, collar tie, head pull, underhook. Collar tie, boom. Head pull, underhook. 99% of the people that you guys wrestle this season, if you head pull them, that arm is going to come up. That arm is going to come up. But coach, what if it doesn't? Maybe what if he's an anomaly? He's a returning 5-time state champ. Okay? All right. First point of contact, baseball grip 2-on-1. Pass the wrist to the outside, get to your underhook. Again, if I want to wrestle from an underhook, I got to know how to get there against anybody. He's not going to reach. He's going to keep his elbows in. He's really disciplined. He's in good position. His elbow's not going to come out. I can't underhook. Go get a wrist, pull it, sneak your hand in, and get on the head. Same position if you want to get to an underhook. Okay? Collar tie, push, pull level change, underhook. On my underhook. Okay? No? Okay. On my underhook. For folk style, freestyle wrestling. Some people teach an underhook up here. Okay? A deep underhook. With my elbow out. Is elbow out good position? No. Can he absolutely no way counterattack me here? He can. He can underarm spin me. Head inside. Arm throws me. He can fireman's carry. If my elbow is out. Well, why do you want to get him up? Because you're controlling him. You're dominating. You're moving. A referee is going to hit that guy for stalling. Good. Okay? But I don't want to win by just a stalling call. I want to keep trying to score points. I want to keep my elbow down and in. I'm going to grab, okay, I'm not going to pinch, but I'm going to grab every part of his back, scapula, upper shoulder that I can reach with my elbow in. Now again, back to the mind and spine concept, heavy hands, here, elbow in, pull, 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 pull. What's he going to do? He's going to fight up and back. Pull in and down, he will fight up and back. Pull in and down, he will fight up and back. So, collar tie, push, pull, underhook. Push, pull, underhook. Okay? I'm going to just, for right now, collar tie, push, pull, underhook, get our head position, and just circle. Balls of my feet. And again, stance motion drills, beginning of the season. Big circle on the outside, little circle on the inside, red to green, green to red. Motion drills. Put them up on their toes. Coach, you're not going to go out and swing the toes. Absolutely not. But if you can do this, you're going to feel every time. You're going to be very sensitive in that heel. By the time you get to here, you know, whoa, something's wrong. Get up on the balls of my feet. So train them, overtrain them. Get them up on the balls of their feet. Circle left, circle right, head up. Big circle, smaller circle, little circle, quick feet, quick feet. Good drill, good drill. Collar tie, push, pull, underhook. We'll build off that. Okay, work it. 1, 2, 3. His kid's just understanding it. To get an opportunity to go through defense, head is going to be the first line of defense. So if Sam and I are here, if plain and simple, I can't shoot if his head is in my chest. That's the first line of defense. If I can't create some space, level change, and get underneath his head, I can't shoot. I don't know any technique that I can shoot from. I can front headlock. But if he keeps his forehead, head up, hips down, strong, I can't front headlock. And that's something key. We didn't go through, first 5 basic skills of scoring a takedown. But number one is I have to be able to maintain a good stance with my head up, weight on the balls of my feet. If I'm in a good stance but my head is down, all I'm really doing is saying, here, just put me in a front headlock and go around behind me. Okay? So you got to teach those guys. We'll just do stance motion, bang the guy, pull the head. So Sam's going to do stance motion for me, and all I'm doing is pulling his head. Every time his head goes down, that's a front headlock for me. So he's got to stick strong. When I pull his head, he's got to move his feet. His neck is strong. When I pull his head, the only way he's not going to get front headlocked is by moving his feet. So stance motion, push, pull, push, pull. If I can get his head down, I'm going to front headlock him. Okay, you guys need to know that. So it's got to stay up. Sam pulls on my head. My feet have to move. I got to run my forehead to his chest. So he's going to pull my head. I'm going to run my forehead to his chest. Then he's going to create some separation. He's going to pull. I'm going to run my forehead to his chest. First line of defense. And by the way, I'm pretty good from here, standing him up, taking a single leg. So it opens up my offense too, right? The other drill, Sam puts his head in the crook of my neck. Just right here, you know, make sure your wrestlers don't have modeling career, you're not going to get sued, but just turn your head for head position. Here, head position. Sam fights back, head position. Make sure they got their headgear on, so they look like us. Okay, all right? So fighting for head position, another good drill. This one, it's hard to have the head position. It's kind of a setup there. Push, pull, underhook, get head position. Whoa, that's tough, right? So on this, once I get this underhook, I'm going to circle to my underhook, and I'm going to parry his head. Parry his head. The little thing on this is lots of kids will parry the head, and they have their hand on the guy's head. You can see my hand on his head here. If Sam level changes, he will clear my hand. So when I parry the head, it's thumb down. Back to that block, okay? I have the offensive top. I'm doing all the offense. But I'm not going to put him in a tie-up that I perceive being offensive that he can counter me right here. So I'm going to block with that thumb. Pull with the underhook, push with the thumb. Now, same principle as the steering wheel, pivot, small circle on the underhook. Head pull, underhook. Reroute the head. Pivot. Boom. I'm not that strong. Okay, just motion. Head pull, underhook. Reroute the head. Pivot, pulling in and down. Pivot, pulling in and down. That's going to create some openings. I hope, right? As I pull, if he fights up, swing single. I try. Okay? If he doesn't fight up, boom, boom. Front headlock whip over. But it's a great setup. Great creating openings. Collar tie, head pull underhook. Circle to the collar tie, thumb down. Circle, circle, circle. Partner's going to fight up, I'm going to attack. Partner doesn't, I'm going to snap. Front headlock. Pull, whip over. So I got to go to a feet to my back move. That sort of thing. So just work. Collar tie, push, pull underhook, elbow in. Grab. Circle to the underhook, parry that head. If your kids try and do this, we're evenly matched. If I try and use my hand, coach, I can't get his head. I can't move his head. Hold his head in place and move your feet. Move your feet. Back to the half circle drill. Okay? Hold his head in place. Your arm's not going to move his head, but your feet are going to move your body. Arms extended. Pulling on the underhook. Circle. Shot, shot. Pull. Anything you want. Okay? So head pull underhook, reroute the head. 1, 2, 3. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have, this is kind of, you guys have a PowerPoint? I just laughed at that. So, anybody have any questions? Any areas you want to work on control types? Any areas you struggle on? One we've started working, because I see it more and more in college wrestling. Collar tie, and USA Wrestling for the last 10 years has been teaching down blocks, which is good, really good. But college kids are going over the top, so he's coming over, he's draping this arm, and instead of setting it for a down block, he's now posting it in my throat. And we got guys on our team trying to shoot through a block in your throat. It's hard. It's impossible, maybe. But all you got to do is post the arm on my neck or chest. You know, if the official can't see him, karate chopping my throat, okay, no problem. I'm just going to grab it, clear my collar tie, and go single leg to that side. Boom. Collar tie, he blocks in the throat. 2-on-1, level change, single. Okay? They won't fix the rules for you. You got to find a way to clear it and go. Clear it and go. So I'm controlling a collar tie. This is an offensive tie. There is no offense coming out of this tie. So this is defense. But I still, offense, defense. Now it's my turn for offense. Level change. That's the last, I wouldn't call that a controlled tie, but it's transitioning out of a controlled tie to an offensive attack where you might be stalemated otherwise. Okay? Last few things I would talk about real quick is, number one, getting your guys to know themselves a little bit. Two, you guys are all veteran coaches, okay? Making sure your kids understand your philosophy and holding them accountable to that philosophy. For myself, something I never thought about, I wasn't a student, wasn't much of a student, and all I wanted to do as far as wrestling was learn how to wrestle so I could win. I wasn't a historian of the game or anything like that when I was in high school. But what I've done now with our program, our guys every summer they have a reading list, okay? Because I want them reading things that I've read in my past that are important to me. So when I make a tie-in during a technique session, they can go right to it. They know. They've shared the experience. At the Air Force Academy, our guys will have a couple opportunities to do some Air Force training in the summer, combined with wrestling training. But during any time they're away from the academy, during any day the NCAA says, Coach, you can't have practice, prohibited. You can't have contact with your student athletes as far as the wrestling setting. Okay, meet gates of fire. And next fall, when I talk about something, when I talk about the battle at Thermopylae, their blood's going to start flowing the same way, the same thing. We're going to share that experience. Their mind's going to reflect to the same point. And it's going to help us grow faster. We have more shared experience than just the experiences in the sport. And so it helps them understand my philosophy. It helps them understand who I am. It helps them understand where I'm coming from. And it opens up that communication. That's all I got. Doc, anything?